Ooh.
Yes. Biddly, but yes, yeah. Here we go. Ain't nobody down around here. You know what time it is. Get that badger in and on and over here to move back to get his greatness in. Andy Rose already in there, causing me issues. It is happening. Or is it happening, rather? Jack keeps mentioning a Wednesday, Thursday live, but just like Joseph, doesn't come to fruition. Now, granted, I did say I was going to try. What I actually said was, because you still got the aforementioned shit vid. That still arrived, didn't it? So you still got your Wednesday shit vid. And then I guaranteed the live of Thursday. Now, to my knowledge, I said I'd try and get a guest on yesterday, which didn't come to fruition. So much like Joseph, I'm actually turning up and trying to get something sorted, but unfortunately I couldn't find an adequate companion to go with me yesterday, which is my excuse. Ultimately, we all know that's not true. I could have probably got somebody on, but I don't have to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth unless I absolutely need to. And in this case, I'm going to tell a fib. But no, I didn't go live yesterday, Andy. Although I must say, I've been asking about likes, haven't I? We got 545 likes on my post-match from the Scum game, which is mental to me, right? So then the day after, I said, that was incredible. We got 421 likes. And I said, amazing effort, but we didn't quite do it. Well, yesterday, we're currently on 717 likes, guys. So, and I'm not, although I am now, the clout chaser and I'm just after likes, that is certainly a record, but it also got about 5,000 views, and it's genuinely due to the fact that the algorithm pushes it out more when people like. So truly and truthfully, thank you all very much for your continued support, because I'm aware it comes from the nucleus, the core, and then it spreads, doesn't it? It spreads from the core, and you are the core, boys. So safe in the knowledge. Always remember that. I mean, I'm sure I get one like from Andy and one dislike from Roger Slicker, to be fair, the old bridge builder himself. He's managed to get himself unblocked from Joe. I don't know if he's now back on the naughty step. But I'm sure he'll let us know in here. I might block him for a couple of minutes just to see what it feels like, just to see how he deals with it. And how he goes over to JT's channel and twists and turns the fact that I've blocked him, even though it was for a joke. Andy would go over and say, well, he blocked me. And he'd tell the whole YouTube fraternity, wouldn't he, that, well, he does block people because he blocked me, even though it was a joke for 2 minutes. He wouldn't say that. And that's why we love Andy in here. And he's the yin to the yang, isn't he, as we all know. Yes, Mingy, what's good? He loves knowing about the thumbnail. He certainly does, Ming. Roger Slicker or Roger's Liquor. It's an interesting take, to be fair, MVG. We did not know. We don't know. Well, maybe we'll never know. I'm sure he'll tell us, to be fair. Mingy, yes, now what's good? Nice to have you in at the beginning, not in the wings. I'm sure you'll be in the wings at the end. You'll be dropping in. Jack, Andy's a bridge building, non-trouble causing man of peace and love. He certainly is not. He's a shit stirrer. But he's one of the best in the business to do it as well. Nobody do it how he does it, as you well know. So, yes, Joe Depp, what's good? Mr. MVG, 78 RPM. Who's not excited and happy right now? Leeds. We have been tremendous. It has to be said. And now looking likely that we're bringing this keeper in, this peri sauce fella, which I don't know the greatest amount about. I've just watched Lockie's breakdown of him and stuff, and Lockie even himself professes that just get the keeper in. But big bloke, 27, so he's getting well into his prime now. He's in a good position. Obviously, come from a relatively big club. I know they're having some issues right now. Talking about 15 million. It's good stuff. It's exciting. Brazilian. Now, I probably get pelters for this, but sometimes I don't trust the old Brazilian keepers. I know they've got two current immense ones. They've got Alisson and Ederson, But other than that, and I know they're the two current keepers, I don't know how you have to go back to Dida really. Although, what was that gadget called that he won't? They've had some decent keepers to be fair, but I just think they can be a bit suspect at times, and be a bit too flamboyant. I mean, I've seen a video of this peri sauce fella like throwing it up and punching it out. Never seen out like it. Just punching it long for no reason whatsoever. Yes, AO, smash a like. Thank you very much, AO. Appreciate you, brother. Richard Woodthorpe, evening, Jack. Hope you are well, mate. How are you feeling now? We are getting close to being the best team in the world. It cannot be argued now that the transfer window, if we get this keeper in, and then we're looking like we're still in the hunt for Manny Pacquiao, and not even ruling out Solomon at this point. And then if we do get a centre forward, 7 minutes ago, Lucas Perry is joining Leeds United. Club announced it tomorrow. That's from Leeds United Ryan. So whether that's true or not, I mean, it's all but sorted. Apparently, he's going to be going out. He's going to be flying out there and seeing him, or medical planned. It's crazy. We've had an amazing, and that's why we were trying to hang in, weren't we, early doors, try to suggest to everybody just wait out a bit, let the 49ers get to work, and by golly gosh, they have done, haven't they? So Andy is an acquired sense of humour and doesn't appeal to everybody. He's the yin and the yang. That's what I mean. He's both. It was a wet and wild one. I know the big Hulk's just died, hasn't he? Yeah, I don't know what of like, but indeed, another massive giant Lee Rowley. You've got a remarkably close name to my name there, sir, but not that that's a problem. Lee Rowley. You know relation to Jeff Rowley, who was my favourite skater of all time. FARKE clearly has no pulling power. Bet he can't get Messi before window shuts or Haaland. Exactly, Emma. Yeah, the pulling power, even though, Big Stack's been talking about him, how he's important. Longstaff said how welcome he feels at the club and how much the club feel like how much he feels like they wanted him. Bringing in players, big keepers ultimately. Playing for Lyon's it's a proper club, and I don't know where Lyon finished last year, to be fair. But let's have a look. Does matter now. All resets done it on fucking Swinton next to it. They finished 6th. So I think that should be European football, will it? Yeah, Europa. So, but it's still, I know they're also, although they haven't been relegated now, have they? Have they got? They've been. That's been overturned, and that's why. Is that right? And that's why Crystal Palace are in a spot of bother with it. But 15 million is massive, isn't he? Another huge keeper. All I want from the keepers is a bit of stability, being able to save, being able to catch from a corner, and just be strong and just don't do all daft. You don't even have to pull any worldies off, just don't do all daft. Are you on about is that mine, Ming? Aussie and Hulk in 1 week. Yes, indeed. Roller blunt up early in the morning to drive to Peterborough, so can't stay too long. Good game at weekend, bro. Getting European charge. Come on. Indeed, we were decent, weren't we? Yeah. 260 minutes. I'm glad they're doing it behind closed doors. I think it makes for. I think it means FARKE can get more involved. I mentioned it other day on my video, but I think he can get stuck in a little bit more. I saw like some clips of him during the game, and he was barking orders and bringing Harrison over to have a chat with him and stuff, and just sort of sorting things out. it's more like a training session that way. And if there is a crowd there, it's a lot harder for him to get his point across. So I've got no problem with him being behind closed doors. And also, when you're also getting the highlights, and you can watch the full game on LUTV if you want. So it just means there's no fans in there. Really, you know, they wouldn't even have to produce highlights, would they? In essence, if they never said it would be behind closed doors, they just said they're off to Germany to train. Nobody'd really batter an eyelid about it. So I don't really understand the uproar about it. I understand that, you know, fans that live in Germany or whatever want to watch the games, but if they're playing them behind closed doors anywhere else, like, you know, if they're playing them closed doors in England, we won't be able to go watch. So they're not in Germany to have the games watched. They're in Germany to get some privacy, aren't they? And go play against a few teams that FARKE probably knows. So I've not got a problem with it. Richard Wood thought, we have only got the keeper, so stuffing man can have mates when he comes. Stuffing man. That left me that one. 78 RPM. I think those of us that have been calm and trusted the process are nearly being fully vindicated by the 49ers. Absolutely 78 RPM. There's been no doubt about it, you know, and the money that we've spent, we've not been bullied. We're still, for some reason, getting compared to what Sunderland have been up to, which I just cannot, for the life of me, understand. But, you know, that is what it is, isn't it? I know I say it every fucking day, but I don't really care what they're doing. I just care about what we're doing. And ultimately, other teams are allowed to sign players as well, aren't they? But I would much rather be in the position we're in, and we look like we're still... If we can get a few flair footballers now going forward with the basis that we have, I think we can genuinely do some damage. BMG, tonight, Jack, I'm just going to watch, not comment, sit back and watch Angry Mad Gav do his thing. Well, BMG, thank you very much for just sitting back and watching, relaxing, sir. Much appreciated. You've got more chance of seeing Angry Mad Gav that way as well, BMG. But we do like it when you weigh in with the comments because you're funny as well. But yeah. AO says we've had a surprisingly good transfer window. I'm not surprised by it, AO, but I'll take it. We have a decent scouting team, and the 49ers have our back in wanting to do the best for us. Well, the best for us is the best for the club, isn't it? So the more players, the better the standard of players they bring in, the more money they will make long term. So yes, they have to invest some money. But, you know, the books will all be sorted. It's all a write-off as well, isn't it? And they can, you know, they know what they're doing. And they look to me as though they're proven as though they know what they're doing. And I also think, you know, scouting aside and stuff, my man FARKE, that sounds exactly like the type of thing he would have wanted. Big, tall, strong midfielders, big, tall, strong centre-backs. I think that's what he sent them out to go and get. And it certainly looks to be the case. That's why, really... You know, if we can't get a winger in and Harrison stays, you know, he'll be the fourth choice midfielder and it's just the fourth choice winger. You just sort of take it on chin at the fact that it's Jack Harrison. If he'd have never been at the club, there'd have never been this fury about him. I don't really care if he's at the club or not, really. I'd rather get someone really exciting in that's going to challenge for the first team, the first, you know, name on team sheet. But James, Nonto, Ramazani, at the moment, Harrison. But if we got that Manny Pacquiao in, obviously some questions over his injuries. But if we got Solomon back, there'd be questions over Solomon's injuries as well. Because I must say, last year, and I thought Solomon was awesome, I do think there was times when he could have got at the wing back a little bit more. And I'm not going to say he was hesitant, but I feel like he was nursing long term. He wanted to play long term, so I feel like he wasn't always at 100%. And obviously, in the Premier League, there is no percent that you can drop off. Whereas obviously Solomon's a hell of a player, so he doesn't necessarily need to be at 100% at all moments in Championship, and he sort of got away with it at times. That would be my synopsis. Lee Rowley, I'm not sure what the no is about. I would imagine the no is in reference to whether you are related to Jeff Rowley. Jack, can you take us through the highs and lows of your Wonder Strike being deflected? Well, Mingy, thank you very much for even referencing the Wonder Strike. Unfortunately, it can't be labelled as a Wonder Strike because it didn't go in, and the highlight does not make it look as close as it actually was. But yeah, it was a deflection that just took it slightly wide, but it was only a pinch of a deflection. The reason why I took the shot on is the game was getting a little bit frustrating in the second half, a little bit rustly and tussly. We didn't get the ball down enough, in my opinion, at all. We didn't play it through the middle enough. We were pinging it quite a lot. And if I could have my time again, I would be more adamant that the ball's to come to feet, even if you're just popping it back. But it was a good game, competitive game. That the Roses got the win as anticipated. But yeah, it was all played in good spirit as well. There were no issues during the game or whatever, and then a lot of people went out after for a few beers and stuff. So it was proper good day. Joe B really did put on hell of a bash. There's some talks about us doing it again, but I think Joe B needs at least, a few days before he starts organising that, because it must have taken a lot of organisation, to be fair. I put on a little festival before and stuff, and although I must say I think the festival I put on would have been, that were a month's work just actually up in the field, never mind the actual planning of it. But I know how stressful that was, so it is a big thing. So yeah, rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. I'm going through changes. BMG in with the comments, even though he said he wouldn't be. I said on another creator stream, he's been cheating on me, when the third Longstaff bid failed, imagine how you'd feel if we signed Longstaff, Stack, and another this week. We did, and he's now lost his mind happy. Close to Rowley, JackCity Riley, JackCity Crowley. Nearly. If you change the A, you've got my name there, brother. Rooney. BMG says, you played well, Jack, and so did Lockie, but that Sanchez guy was the best player on the park, whoever he is. Yeah, he did play well, to be fair. Once he came on and tipped midfield, it shored us up a little bit, because we were a bit all over the shop at the time. But they started really well, the other team. They were bang up for it. I was just trying to get my foot on ball initially. Heart attack, madness. Harrison hit some corner into the stand. This is what Harrison does, isn't it? We know this by now. Emmett Oliver says, I'm not with fans who say we should just flog Joseph because he's chucked his toys. Any players leaving should always be on the club's terms. The 49ers won't tolerate this nonsense, I hope. Oh, Paco stuffing, yeah. Fair dues. The stuffing, man. Paxo, because I need to check what a Paxo is, but I'm pretty sure it's sage and onion stuffing mix. Yeah, I love it. Paxo stuffing. I love it, boys. I'm all for it. Does that come from the chat, or has that come from Joe or something? Where's that come from? Roma in the race for Paxo stuffing. Pacquiao. On this, I don't think the club will be bullied, to be fair. So I'm game as a badger for him sitting it out. I do think they'll want to get rid of him, though. Having said that, if he's gonna not turn up to training and stuff, but I think he's playing with fire a little bit. I think there's other ways of getting yourself out at the club. I think he could come back and say, go to training, get his pre-season in, because there's a buy-in club. Although you might potentially get him cheaper now on this after this kickoff. Not training and doing a pre-season and stuff it can't sit well with other teams. It's not like, because Isak's obviously gone and said he wants to explore his options going forward this summer. And that's not the same as handing in a transfer request, but, he also isn't at pre-season with Newcastle either. But, he has shown a hell of a lot anti-Isak, and it's not an excuse that. So I think they should turn up to training, but Isak has shown and proved how much of an excellent footballer he is, isn't he? So it's just, I don't know. It stinks. 78 says, I'm with you on the behind closed doors stuff, and I don't think it's an accident. 3 big friendlies in a training camp, not in the limelight, is fine. Absolutely, man. Milan, Villarreal and Man United is more than enough for me, you know, in terms of friendly games to watch. If you had 3 friendly games, you'd think that was enough. That's what I'm saying. That the fact that we get highlights out of these games and you can watch the full game if you want after the fact, and it's not actually that hard to stay away from results. It's not like it's been heavily, you know. I mean, I followed it on Twitter just because I wanted to know what the score was and who was scoring and stuff. But you know, I think you can get away with knowing score kite and watching highlights, but you're still getting that. So I think it's quite good. The more FARKE can get to work, the better. I'm surprised they played the full game, you know, because also it's 260 minutes, which is like a weird thing in and of itself. So they are just having 2 separate games. It'd be interesting to see because obviously they kept Longstaff and Gruev on for quite a while. They kept Longstaff on for 80 minutes and then Gruev played a large portion of the game. But it'd be interesting to know if they lost one of the 60 minutes, whether they'd like, you know, if they lost the first 60 minutes, had it all together, or if you, I don't know. Yes, if you, I don't know what I'm on about. It'd be interesting. That whatever I'm on about would be interesting. I was trying to suggest if they lost one of the 60 minutes, if they then split it up and say, well, the first game was 3-2, and the second game was 2-2 or whatever, that doesn't work. So I'm talking shit. If Carlsberg did transfer window, says Tim Mason. It's a shame about Carlsberg, isn't it? Because it's such a bad lager that the advert doesn't do it justice because the lager is just not nice. But yes, I agree. If Carlsberg did transfer windows, it'd probably be the best transfer window. BMG, not commenting again, says someone pointed out that we've spent 72 million on 7 players and Sunderland have spent the same on 3 players. And they still have 09 and Ballard at centre-back. Not so funny for them now. 9. Sunderland have got a massive bridge to gap. Bridge to gap, yeah. Not gap to bridge. And again, it's just unimportant about what they're doing. But yeah, I agree. You know, they can spend as much money as they want. And the fury came from because they got Diarra in it, and everybody were looking at Diarra and suggesting a Leeds United player, and so everybody were losing their minds about it. But this Pacal stuff, this Paxo stuffing, it's getting a bit mental with it all now, with the back and forth with Marseille and stuff. It's like, I mean, there's some people saying that Rafinha's had a word with Paxo sauce, so Paxo stuffing. Manny Pacquiao. Yes, Sean Rooney. FARKE getting the backing it deserves, matching on together, and then also supporting the channel. The channel getting the support that it deserves. Thank you, Sean Rooney. I always get a super chat at you during the lives, man. There's no need. I proper appreciate it. Thank you, brother. Shout out to Sean Rooney. Making the dreams happen. Get them likes smashed in, boys. We've got 78 in room, 43 likes. We've got 717 likes on the last video, which is absurd. So one more shout out to Sean Rooney. It's funny watching the negative twats scratching round, scraping round. There's no more now though, is there? If we get this keeper in, which is looking like we will do, and then we're definitely going to get a winger in or a centre forward at this point. I don't think there's any doubt about that because there's too many rumblings about it. They'll bring someone in. There's been no arguments about our transfer window this year. This keeper gets sorted this week. Then we've got 20 odd days to get a winger in before Everton. And ultimately, even if we didn't, you know, even if it didn't come to fruition, we've still done extremely well. I'd rather build from the back as well. I said this from the start, but rather than going in and spending 35-40 million straight away on a centre forward and then being able to provide him with absolutely nothing and then he's a flop, is not the way I want to go about it anyway. I'd rather be super competitive, and then ultimately your wingers are much of a muchness. Nonso will be decent. Dan James will be decent. Ramazani will be decent. Harrison, if he stays, will be decent. You know, we do want some flair. Obviously, we want a Rafinha type, but that's hard to come by, isn't it? We also nearly went down with Rafinha. So, granted, he was a large portion of the reason why we stayed up. Probably one of the players, well, one of the players that kept us up that season, obviously. But my point being, if we'd have been stronger overall, we'd have never hopefully been in that situation, which is what I believe we're doing now. So I think losing Solomon back to Spurs could be a blessing in disguise, especially if we get Paxo stuff in. Yeah, I agree, Emma. Yeah, I think also, you know, now that we know Isak's on the now we know Isak's in and around and on and over here. Maybe we give up on Paxo and go for Isak. And I'm more than well aware that somebody will tell Joe that I think Isak is now a possibility in the chat, and then I'll get a text saying, "You didn't say we could get Isak here," and I have to then text him back saying, "What is going on here?" AO says, this team isn't going to gel straight away. No teams do, but when they do click together, we are going to pick up a lot of points this year. Well, I think my man FARKE is going to get it right, AO. I really do. So I think I don't think he'll rush anything. This is what I was saying about, you know, unless Beale's absolutely superb and like clicks straight into the side, I don't think he's going to come out playing these players necessarily. I think he will back Struick and Rodon potentially at first game of the season. I think there's an element where you sort of have to do that a little bit. Obviously, keeper comes straight in, Longstaff comes straight in. I don't know whether Stack does. It'll be either Stack or Longstaff that comes straight in. But the midfield, if he does go with a three, it'll be Ampadu, Tanaka, and one of the others. Personally, I hope it's Longstaff just because I can't get enough of him. But I don't think he'll make that many changes unless they've proven in pre-season that they are just so ready for the Premier League. And ready for the system and the whole thing. The good thing is we have had them for a long time. You know, they've been all the way through pre-season, more or less. I mean, Longstaff seems like ages ago that we signed him. Now he's played 2 games for us since. Obviously, we've got Stack in now. Beale's been there from start. That lad's now injured. I can't pronounce his name. I mean, he's always been injury prone, to be fair. I can never pronounce his name. But, you know, he'd probably be a bit of a backup for us anyway. Goodmanson at left back. He's played 2 games for us now. It's good stuff. I'm not sure what that is, Chris Thompson, because I don't know what that means. I'm unblocked yet. I've just gone back to Voldemort, cap in hand. Cap in hand. Nah, I don't get it, Andy. Don't get it. Stephen, our 3 main strikers are leaving: Paddy, Joffrey and Joseph. Wigan White's loyal. What's good, Stephen? Well, Joffrey, much of a muchness. Patrick Bamford, I actually asked in my video either yesterday or the day before, but I don't think people watched them to the end, so we never got much of an answer. But I'd be interested to know what people think, whether would he have said that to Bamford had he known that Joseph was going to run off, which feels like the perfect time to set a poll up, doesn't it? So we're going to start this poll. Does FARKE leave Bamford? How can I pronounce? How can I say this? I don't have to explain it every time. Oh, I'll just go for it. If Joseph isn't a baby. Does FARKE tell Bamford to leave? What am I doing? Does FARKE tell Bamford to leave if Joseph isn't a baby? Does that make sense? So the idea would be, just it doesn't even matter. Just put what you want in poll. I'm hoping that makes some sense. It does FARKE tell Bamford to leave if Joseph isn't a baby. I feel like it's a double negative, that, or whatever it'd be. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm behind on the chat, so we'll only know by the time we get to it. But BMG commenting again, saying that he was just going to sit and chill. Kyle himself, he's my guy. He's BMG. Solomon was good, but part of that is recency because he finished the season well. He had poor spells. James was a lot more consistent, but you knew that. I thought Solomon got a little bit treated a little bit harshly by the fan base in general. When he did dry up a little bit, he was also coming back from an injury. Was out for a little bit, wasn't he? But you know, I still think he was a good, very, very good player. Hey up, Pat. What's good? Welcome. Welcome to the wild side. SST 9589 says Solomon looked fab in the Championship after a dull start. He might look a lot more average in the Premier League. A dull start. I thought his first couple of games were excellent. He got an assist in that first game as well. He did drop off a little bit, but, you know, like I'm saying, it's first time he's played a lot of football in a while, so don't listen to him, Andy. Don't listen to him. That one White Snake, were it, Mingy? MVG says, what about the ball you sent across the face of goal early second half? Shame no one connected with that. Well, this is why the game started to frustrate me a little bit, MVG. There's a couple of moments where, you know, like if I pull that off, it's in the highlight reel, isn't it? But yeah, from the throw-in, Lloyd were a really good play, threw it into me. Yeah, turned onto the left foot and put a wicked ball through, but yeah, nobody were there. So Max nearly put it in, though, which would have been a nice shout. For the first effort, the Creator Cup was awesome. It will only grow if continued. Yeah, I'm hoping it continues. I don't know how many more 90 minutes I've got in my body, though, to be fair, because I've only just recovered, to be brutally honest. I could hardly move I could hardly move on Monday, but I think that was also a little bit of an hangover involved. Tuesday, it's going to end up sounding like a Craig David song, this, but Tuesday, I can't say without. Took him for a drink on Tuesday. You know, I wasn't able to make love on Wednesday. And then on Thursday and Friday and Saturday, I'll probably just chill on Sunday. But no, my legs are back today because I sometimes play 6-a-side on a Wednesday night, but luckily you lose your place if you don't play. And I went on holiday for a couple of weeks. I lost my place, but if they'd have asked me to come back, I don't think I'd have been able to move on Wednesday. But I took him for a drink on Tuesday, so it's such a bad joke. Solomon will play Leeds and stay at Spurs. What do you think? I don't think he'll get in the team at Spurs. Honestly, don't. Oh my lord! If I've lost my, oh no, it's there. Thought I'd not had a beer on a Thursday night for 2 weeks. I've lost my bottle opener, but we're still in. We're on a different Estrella though, guys. I call it Estrella, but yeah, Last tells me off for saying Estrella, but I want to call it Estrella. And it's quite nice, but Galicia. I panicked when I bought it because it was a rash buy, and then I thought, have I bought the fucking non-alcoholic one? But it is real stuff. Estrella Glacier or Galicia. Andy Rowe, for one night only, the name is a parody similar to Arse Ripper, Slicker, Arse Liquor. You Sherlocks couldn't work it out. Did we sign Lucas Perry from Lyon today? I am well soiled with that one, mate. He's set to sign, I do believe. I think he's set for a medical, but there is somebody on Twitter, Leeds United Ryan, saying he has now joined the club, and the club will announce it tomorrow. They do like a Friday night announcement, don't they? So let's just have another check to be absolutely certain. Perry. We've been on about him for a while, haven't we? Because obviously when it all went a bit tits up with Leon, it came out all over the shop, and I thought we'll see what happens with that, but still no, not at the moment. But he's set to sign, and Lockie's produced his video as well about his stats and stuff, which is unlike Lockie. If I don't think Lockie would tempt fate. But 27, absolute unit he is. Saying here on Wikipedia, 6'5", 6'5.5", which is wildly big, isn't it? Current team Leeds United, somebody's put, to be fair, on Wikipedia. Estrella. His middle name's Estrella, boys. Estrella. If only I'd have known that, I'd have Could have had a couple of jokes in the chat there. Couldn't have played myself. Yeah, we're at Crystal Palace on loan in 2019, which I'm not going to profess to know, but Lockie said that in his video earlier, and I'm just seeing it yet again on Wikipedia. Obviously played all over in Brazil or whatever, but it's a good sign, and it's an exciting sign as well. Any big massive bastard in net's always a good start. I always think. Don't know what it'd be like with his feet, but it looks like he likes punching it about. So 78 RPM. The funniest thing watching Sunday was Gimps moaning about the cameraman as if they were watching a pro game on Sky. I don't know if he actually had a cameraman. 78 RPM. I don't know whether it was just one of them. You can get like them ball trackers, and it follows the ball. So I doubt it'd be the cameraman. Because the cameraman surely not. Anybody with a pair of eyes can follow the ball, can't they? But unless the cameraman didn't have eyes. But I would have thought it'd just be a ball tracker. But yeah, missed a couple of step overs as well from me in bottom left-hand corner. I've not actually watched the game back, but it never went down to that bottom left corner. Because the one bit I did watch back, I was trying to find it where I saved Joe Wainman. Because I went into centre-back for about 8 minutes. So Joe could go up top. And Joe Wainman, for some reason, will not stop talking about me in this centre-back role. So there's a couple of moments where the ball's getting thread through. I have a needle for Simon Johnson out wide left, and I intercept it. I go sliding in and intercept the ball twice because Wainman's been caught way out of position. And the amount of voice clips I've had off Joe Wainman saying, "You are not a centre-back, mate. You are not a centre." I'm like, what? I was there for 5 minutes, number one. Number two, he kept going up with dolphin header. So he goes up to time header like that. And then he realizes he's got judgment all wrong. So he has to dolphin into it like that. So that means he's now even shorter than he normally is. So jumps up. That's how high he is. Then he has to dolphin. So he loses about a foot in air. Misses header anyway. He gets chopped up for that Simon Johnson goal as well. It's so funny. But, I want him in centre-back at that point, but he's still blaming me. Then Rocco gives a penalty away, which is an argument whether or not it's a penalty. I'm on fence about it, to be honest. I was right behind it. I mean, it looked like a penalty to me, to be fair, but I think that whoever won the penalty sort of, did exactly that. They got the penalty won. And then I just launched the ball away, and then the ball bag at the side of the pitch tried to get me booked for kicking the ball away. Like, come on, man. Steady yourself. Or like, are you all right? Have you got a fever or something? I did launch the ball, but and Wainman thinks I've got something to do with penalty. It's like Rocco was rock solid the whole game. Him and James, Joe, we had a brilliant back line. But why is that? Is Rocco giving penalties away just because I'm playing centre back? Honestly, like, I don't know where Joe's had it. Joe's had an absolute meltdown there. He's obviously got so used to Joe just talking him through the game throughout the entire game. He's obviously had the mother of all meltdowns when he's looked across and not seen Joe and he's seen me instead. Like, Joe were quality, but dude gives a break, man. It's also uncharted territory for me as well. I think I played centre-back once when I was about 8. Or maybe a bit older, to be fair. I remember having a decent performance. But, I'm not a centre-back. That much is red. That's fine. But I've got off on a right rant there. I've only had a swig of that, and I'm on one. But, yeah, fucking Joe Wainman, honestly. Chopping me up there. Just, he either gives you, like, too much credit or he's far too hard on you, he's Wainman. Oh, funny. Richard Woodthorpe, should we get a good set piece coach now? We have all tall defenders. Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure, isn't it, being able to feel like we can win an header from a corner. Got Pascal Strubic strike and then Big Beal. I mean, we're unlikely to drag Estrella forward, aren't we, for an header? But, maybe there might be a Paul Robinson moment where he needs to get forward. John Pepper says, what a good transfer, Lucas Perry. So glad we got a very good goalkeeper. Let's hope he's good, yeah. He's a big, tall bastard, so that'll do me. Don't know if he's ever played for Brazil, has he? Played for under-20s, under-23s. Obviously, they've got, like, say, Edison and what's his face? Who plays for him normally? Alisson. But he's got 33 apps for Leon last year, so top experience, really. You know, you can go on about league or whatever, but you know, he's in a better their European football club out of Leon. It is a good signing. It's exciting. The Pacquiao Paxo stuffing deal is in doubt. He came out of retirement at 46, but only got a draw. Parag wasn't impressed and apparently pulled out. Plus, he's not sure about signing. I've no idea what that's about there. Oh, fucking hell. Fuck's sake. I've nearly been diddled by my own shit joke there. I'm so sorry, BMG. For all about Manny Pacquiao, my guy. I've been literally, I mean, Manny Pacquiao's not my guy. I'm a Mayweather man, but I've been joking about Pacquiao, and BMG's nearly just sold me for a kipper. That's because you caught me off guard, BMG, because you said you weren't going to be commenting, and then you're dropping the bangers in there. That's why we love you, brother. What with signings and Joseph antics, I will now be off Harrison's back and just silently mutter to myself about him. Yeah, well, exactly. You know, if Harrison's the worst thing that happens in this transfer window, we're doing all right, aren't we? So, Ming, I am Roger. BMG, interesting how many of our signings are much less secret than before, probably because it's hard to keep quiet when you're in the Prem. Absolutely, man. Yeah, and agents will be out trying to get best move for them, won't they? And ultimately, when you're a newly promoted side, everybody's going to be talking and they'll be quite vocal about it, because although the players will want to come to the Premier League and play for Leeds United, if they can get a Premier League move at a more steadied club, they'd probably take that one. So it's definitely harder to keep under wraps, isn't it? Because, you know, I was surprised, really. You know, Longstaff was spoke about for a long time. Beal was spoke about for a long time. We got the other ones done in pretty good fashion, really, in pretty good time. But yeah, like this Paxo stuff in Manny Pacquiao, that's been lingering on for a while, but we're still sort of in with the shout out for it. So, Jack, what are you saying? Special brew king of Legacy, Estrella, my man. We're doing it for peri sauce. Tony Bellew. Yes, he is. BMG is the Tony Bellew of although he's all right, it's Tony Bellew, but you should get some tits a bit. But BMG dumb, but he's on that height where it's like, you will not see me ever again. And then ever since, you just cannot get away from fucking Tony Bellew, can we? But we want you in here, BMG, do not fear. Carlsberg Export says Emmett is nice in cans, stronger too, and totally different from the regular piss. That's the madness of it. You can get special brew and export, which is like rocket fuel, although export does give me a bit of headache. But the normal Carlsberg is so bad, and then they go from so bad, cheap, stinky, pissy, weak to like have two of these and you're off your rocker. It's like, you know, where's the medium? Yes, Elmi, Mohammed Elmi Egg, welcome. Good evening, Leeds. Welcome, sir. Andy Rose says Meslier is wanted by the French League One side, L'Oreal. I don't think he's worth it. Got to be. You've got to have planned that one, Andy Rose. It's a superb comment. And to be honest, if he makes it to the advert, then he is worth it. Bridge the gap. Is that how far behind I am, Neil? We got there, mate. We're well soiled. Yeah, there's too much interest in the Prem to work completely in the shadows. Speaking of in the shadows, I'm watching the Batman trilogies again last night. Trying to wind down from the big game on Sunday, where they discussed the League of Shadows. We have the players, we have the owners, and now it's over to FARKE to deliver. Do not fear, AO. Do not fear, my brother. 112 watching, 71 likes. Come on, guys, get them slapped in. Get them likes up. The record now for any video is 717. The likelihood of us getting that is non-existent, but we keep moving. Good transfer window so far. We've signed a player I've heard of. Yep. Get on those likes, says Tim Mason. Agreed, brother. Get them likes smashed in, boys. 77 likes, 108 watching. Let's get them Get them likes slapped in. BMG, the man that does not comment tonight, says, I think Gruev has proven what a lot of us were saying. He's handy and will play a role. Plus, his attitude seems bang on. Proper unsung hero. Another non-comment from me. There you go, Jack. Yes, BMG, and it's a good one. I was going to mention Gruev, actually, funnily enough, in my last couple of shit vids, on the basis that I thought he was excellent against Man United, and I actually thought him and Longstaff looked like they had a little bit of a kindled spirits, or whatever the phrase would be. They seemed to like. There was a couple of moments he had where, in really tight spaces, just 3 or 4 yard passes, which is what my man Longstaff's all about. Easy football, play the way you're facing style stuff, and I thought Gruev looked really good. Yeah, I think and he seemed to have played him a lot. Does FARKE? I don't know what that means. I don't know whether he's just trying to keep him sweet, as in on board, because he's letting him know that he will want to use him throughout the season, or he's having a proper good look at him, But what more does FARKE need to know about Gruev, really, other than being in there with the other boys and seeing how he sort of performs? So there's no reason why Gruev won't be able to make the step up to some extent. I know people have their reservations about him, but I'm holding judgment on any single one of these players, to be honest, apart from my man Longstaff, because the step up is completely different. We've only people we've really seen is Struik, Strike, who people have the reservations about. We've seen Bogle in Prem, we've seen Meslier Santnes in Prem, Nonto in Prem, Dan James we've seen in Prem. They're really as only players. Obviously, Longstaff now. Stack, I think, will make the step up. I think Ampadu will make the step up. I think Tanaka will. Yeah. Get on those likes, says Tim Mason. I think I've highlighted that already, but it's worth shouting about the likes, and we're trying to get to 717. We're record breakers over in this bitch now. You just can't stop breaking records. It's a clout chaser breaking records. It's honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do if there's any more clout comes into this room, into this studio room. If there's any more clout in here, what do you do with it? I might have to paint it again. Good evening, JLUFC. What's good? BMG says, I'm the Tyson Fury of this chat. I'm now retiring again. He will be back. Both BMG and Tyson Fury, and I'm sure that is your joke, BMG. Do not fear. It's not your joke. Is not a lost cause in this building, in this clout chasing room. Building gaps, bridge, building expert. I'm no builder. Mama nena raised no dummy. Good evening, Jay. Very polite, that, so it was. Good evening to you all. It was a very polite, nice introduction. Mingy, handing out their memberships like he's Santa Claus. Thank you very much, Mingy. Mingy. Shame not to see you at the weekend, sir. Andy C, we've got a new member up in this biatch. Andy C is also, I'm pretty sure, a really big D&B. Is it Andy C? Or is it Andy something else? Yeah, it's Andy C. Yeah, he's a big DJ. He's mint, to be fair. I don't know if it's you. If it's you, can we do some work, Andy C, please? That'd be great. You could get us a couple of gigs, can't you? I'll come MC at one of your D&B dudes. Bit by. Ooh, hyper. 78 RPM says, confident a winger and 9 will be incoming of good quality. Hopefully the boys from Brazil, but if not, who we get will be quality. Yeah, well, there's still some rumblings of that Moon, isn't there? Brazilian again. Paxo stuffing, Brazilian again. Keeper, peri sauce, Brazilian again. The Brazilian brilliant contingency continues. Got the Welsh boys, got the Brazilian boys. They're quite the that's quite the melting pot, in it. Sweet science. I'm like the guy who went in the wood chipper. I think I get that, but I'm not 100% sure. Jackie, on the other side of that back wall, there's a hippo's ass stuck out. Is there a hippo's ass stuck out? No, they're in SST. I had to give that some thought. But that would be sensational, wouldn't it? And thank you for calling it a hippo, because there's been a lot of discussions whether it's a hippo or a walrus. I do believe and maintain it's the hip hoppopotamus of the room. The hip hoppopotamus. But people do think he's a walrus. But no, there is no arse the other side. But that would be quite a funny. The only issue with that is if people don't really come into this room, so I think they just assume that I'm looking at Hippo's arse or something, which could get a little bit weird. And it's also, I didn't realise that these things, because it's made, the idea is it's actually against like hunting. I never knew that. I just quite liked it in the shop. Just thought that was quite a cool big hippo's head. I like stuff like that, so I bought it. But it's actually, yeah. So I've paid into some like some. I don't know if it's not a charity, but it's a say no. It's not a say no to hunting, but I think it is actually. It's along them lines. Or I thought I'm just chatting shit now. This fucking Estrella Glassy has got straight to head on it, whooping on like fucking nobody's business. Andy C, the D&B DJ of all D&B DJs. Making it rain like Christmas Day, brother. Thank you, Andy. Absolute legend. He's just become a member, and now he's handing out them gifts like he's Santa Claus. So thank you, Andy C. We've had no comment from you though, Andy C. You're just gifting it out, man. I appreciate you. Legendary MVG says, careful, Ming. We're not allowed to talk movies in front of Jack. You know that. You boys can talk about movies all you want, but just do not, and I repeat, do not get in this chat and start giving me shit when I have not watched the movies. That's not me. Nah, that's not me. You're more than welcome, and you're more than welcome to suggest them. And if I say, oh, I like the idea of that film, actually, I will watch it. I mean it when I say it, but just know that when I get out of this room, I won't watch it. And I'll try my very best. I've been recommended so many apparently wonderful films, and then I actually go to the cinema quite often. And I always go watch something that's so bad. It's like, she'll go, come on, we're off to the cinema. Like, there's no on. And then we go watch some absolute dross. I'm like, this is why we don't go with the worst selectors of films. Even big films I'll go watch, and it's like, oh, we missed the boat here. BMG says, I'm not saying that we won't make any more signings, but in theory, if we didn't, this team would still get some results. And with a couple more, we'll really compete. Once we've got the keeper in, I agree, BMG. I think that, as I say, the wingers that we've got, they're all right. They're good. I think Nonso will be really good in Premier League this season. Honestly, I think he's got to prove himself as well. Nonsense. Jack, can we have a rubber stamped on your... Jack, can we have it rubber stamped on your idolization of Daniel Farke? I don't know what that means, but I don't idolize Daniel Farke. I just think he's a really good manager. Don't mention Braveheart. BMG, when I initially read that, I got that well off. Yeah, don't mention the Braveheart and the Scottish. No, it wasn't the Scots. It wasn't the Scots that were the problem, were it? It was the joke that was the problem. Hey, we got a poll. I forgot about the poll. We've had 67 likes in there. And Farke still tells Bamford to leave if Joseph isn't a baby, which is the synopsis. So we'll end that poll. 67 votes. Do we need another poll? We need to think of something else for the poll. Jack Capinan means begging for forgiveness. Interesting. Is that some sort of Shakespearean twist? I'm lost again, boys. Josh Sargent turns down a move to Wolfsburg. Is that right, old boy? Josh Sargent, which is Joe Wayman's favourite footballer in the world, I think. He does indeed. Pulls out of the deal. Burnley still have Josh Sargent. Chances move collapses, it says. Werder Bremen. I wonder what that's about. Surprised I had Joe Wayman going in on it, talking about. Josh Sargent. The Paul Tamer me. I think both were always going, so Joseph crying makes no odds. I thought Joseph were going at start season, to be fair, yeah, so. Be all out for Everton game. Bernal, the guy that I can't say his name, injured. We only have Struick and Roden at centre half first game. It's a good shout, Pat. I totally forgot that will get him run over, to be fair, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. But I sort of get it to some extent, because you can't just, can't commit GBH in one country and then get away with it in other one, can you? But, a double booking as well just seems a bit harsh, doesn't it? But yeah, it is what it is. We're also just going to have to get over that, aren't we? To be honest, at the moment, I've not seen much of the guy that, apart from, I've not seen much of the guy that I can't pronounce the name of. They all look good other day, but Barnial, will he be much better than Pascal? I don't know. did the first poll make sense? If we don't get Paxo stuff in, Solomon comes back. I don't think Solomon will be on that, though. I think he'll want to know. It depends how many people are in for him, though, I suppose, to be fair. Keep the post simple. I can only build so many bridges. Dave Long, I don't understand the poll. No, I know. Joe Depp says, regarding the transfers, I asked for 2 players in each position and 3 strikers and a subs bench to field in the first match. I can say they've done that, so well done 49ers. They've been awesome thus far. FARKE should have already told benchwarmer Bamford to leave, as Bamford has been a train wreck for us for too long, and I'm sick of it. If Solomon is so good, why did Spurs lend him out to us? Because he was really injury-prone, Paul Atkinson, in fairness. But yeah. BMG, is Lloyd that Southern guy who used to have a channel and hasn't been on for ages? He was decent. JT was okay, but finishing needs work. Yeah, I think he just stopped it, did Lloyd. He had a baby, and then, to be fair, Lloyd, we actually had a bit of a chat about it. And I go through same things with it. Sometimes you don't feel like you can do it. And you don't feel like you're putting 100% of your effort into it and stuff, getting home from work and being like, oh, do you know what I mean? But you feel like you're talking to yourself quite a lot. It does take up a lot of energy. But I'm going to try get Lloyd on, because I really got on with him, and I thought he were awesome. He had Max on absolute toast. So. Get up, Clem Fandango. Welcome, brother. What the fuck's wrong with your poll? I voted, but it says no one has voted. Well, the votes came in the end, but I think that's not the problem with the vote, with the poll, Leo. I think the problem with the poll was the poll. It didn't make any sense, did it? But Solomon for 15 mil or Manny Pacquiao for 40 mil. I can't help but be more excited about Manny Pacquiao, to be honest, but I will take Manny Solomon back, evidently. But, you could do both, couldn't you, really, and then get rid of Harrison? And you would be laughing there. 55 mil for them two. You say tomato, and I say eat them. Just a bit worried about cover Stash or Ampadu. Worst case, Ampadu were in centre back one the other day in that 60-minute game, in the 2 60-minute games. Word has it that Paul from Leeds Therapy is pushing for the next Creators Cup to be rugby league. I can confirm that if it's rugby that I are playing, he is a monster, isn't he? That is huge, man. Beast of a man. The strategy is clearly to sign players called Lucas. It's a good name, isn't it? The flight checkers had him flying to the training camp. We did Stacks medical there. So this will be done as well. Yeah, there's a few people moaning about Peter White. There's a few people moaning about the fact that he's not moaning about it, but saying that it's a bit more sceptical, the fact that he's on about flying over to Thorpe Arch. But, you know, I don't really, to be fair, the medical team are probably with him, aren't they? So maybe they've kept a couple at home for the I don't really know. I actually know one of medical staff really well. I don't know if he's with them or not, though. I don't know him really well. I don't talk to him often, but I've played football with him for years. Brilliant player. No, indeed. Clem Fandango's back in the building. Nose has gone here. This Estrella's getting nose running. It just shows, yes, Mark, it just shows that LUFC are doing everything behind the scenes to get the best available signings for the club. Because if we're being honest, Lucas Perry has come out of the blue, and what a bargain all Leeds, aren't we? Well, it's not necessarily, I agree wholeheartedly. It's not necessarily come out of blue, because it has been in the news ever since Leon went through that bit of shit that they went through. But it's a mega signing. I actually thought when it got said, because we're on about Pope and then we're on about Ramsdale and stuff, and I thought, well, is he going to want that? You know, being in a European club, you know, is he going to want the step down? Because I know everybody goes crazy, and it is the Premier League, but there's also little elements of me, and I can't help but think, like, you know, this is why I have to see these players before I really judge them. They're getting here, and I just think, like, well, you've come from Lyon and you come into a newly promoted side, and I love Leeds United. It'd be the first club I'd ever want to play for, but there is an element of me that's just like, why are you here then? I don't know. If you are really good, why are you here? But, you know, I'm sure he's very good. There's also, do you agree, there's also a height in which it stops? And I know Peter Crouch is a good player and stuff, but there's like a height in my mind, and 6'5.5" is getting towards the height of Wirry for me. So I'm 6'2", then I would say I'm on the lanky side of things. My brother's a bit taller. I think once you go taller than my brother, we start to get into like big ganguliang, you know, that where you just think, are you good at football, mates? I don't know. There's tall and there's too tall. Stack worries me a little bit at 6'4". That's like, you're really, really tall, man. That's really tall, isn't it? But I'm all for it. Real physical. I'm only playing. I'd rather have big uns than little uns. A good big un beats a good little one, eh? All's fine, buddy. I'm usually working around this time. Yes, Clem Fandango. Yes, Sasha. Desmarais. Hey, Jack from Australia. We've made it, baby. We've gone global. Nice to see the legendary one being addressed with his full name. On vacation in Maine at the moment. The only person from Maine I know, I don't know him. But Tucker Carlson lives out there, doesn't he? Some right scenery. In the 260 minutes, I don't actually know, to be fair. I don't know if they gave it out due to it being too. I don't think it was that type of a game, but they may very well have given man of the match, but I doubt it. Unless you're on about Sunday. If you're on about Sunday, Jay got man at match. I think it was voted for online, that. Richard Todd, what's good evening, Jack? Great signing so far. Just hoping he doesn't drop Peru into the 10 like he did against Man United. I'm hoping altogether, Richard Todd, that he doesn't go with a 3 whatsoever. I'm hoping he sticks with what I believe he's going to go with, which is the 4-3-3, which he has sort of been playing in pre-season. So I'm really hoping he goes with that. And in that case, we obviously won't need the 10. I think at times he's going to play with a 10 potentially. But I actually think it helped Peru Parizli when he dropped a little bit deeper. It freed him up a little bit more. Then it enables our rapid wingers to get forward, doesn't it? So, yeah. Yes, Henry Swanepoel. It's good to see you, man. I don't feel like I've seen you for a bit. Good evening from South Africa. We made it, baby. Jack, you talk about Joe Wainman more than I mention JT and Bill Bridges. I talk about Joe Wainman. I do. I can't lie. Joe was man. Yeah, if that's what we're on about Sunday, yeah. Rizel, you are as late as we like you, mate, but I'm also late to your comments, so... Perry has a hell of a throw, well over halfway line. Yeah, he certainly does. He also punches it out. Never seen out like it, but... Rise, my favourite time of the week. Jack Compy. Gits up. Yes, Cragger. He left one on Danny Mountain, who's a right nice lad. But if you get him way a J, he's going to take you down. Yes, Matty, what's good? The victory man's here, the goals, the poacher. And then unfortunately pulled up, which was a shame. The man up top, we were yet to click properly, but still got the job done. I still think we could have done some real damage going forward, but we didn't play enough, did we? We didn't get on ball enough. But it was what it was. Sometimes you just got to muck in and get the job done, and we certainly did, didn't we, Matty lad? Get up. Watch this space as well. We might be working on some other stuff as well, so football-wise. Thought we were here to chat about Perry, not bloody Just Joe. You can never get away from Just Joe. I'm going to talk about him. Can Longstaff take set pieces, Jack, as we need someone? I don't think so, to be fair. I've never seen him on them, so... Jack, do you think perhaps Parag stepped in with the Perry deal? Seems the obvious explanation. I don't think Parag's had to step in yet. I think when you'll know when Parag steps in because wild shit will start happening. Parag likes to just steady the ship, doesn't he? And when the ship's steady, he doesn't step in. It's when it gets in choppy waters, Parag comes in and then wild shit starts happening. So, you know, if we pull off an insane signing, it must be Parag. But no, I don't think he's here yet. Just Joe chats about himself enough came here to escape him. It's brutal. I don't think Just Joe chats about himself, does he? But he does to me, to be fair. He rings me and goes, how are you? Like my mum. She goes, how are you? And then before I've answered, she starts telling me how she's doing. And that was a joke, Just Joe and my mother. Although my mum does do that a bit, to be fair, but my mum's allowed. Yes, John Pepper, what's good, brother? Peri chicken on LUFC menu at the ground. There's no doubt about it. I will be getting stuck in. I can't stop sniffling, boys. It's doing me head in. I drink piss, Carlsberg, because I am old. I don't believe you. 78 RPM on both terms. The normal Carlsberg is tramp's piss. Is there adverts on this AO? There shouldn't be adverts, but I've never had them before. I've got 115 in room, and we've just got to 100 likes, and it can't be nice hearing me sniffle, so I do apologise, guys. Extremely frustrating for me as well as you. Rest assured the cat's going ballistic outside. Probably thinks there's something wrong with me on the sniffles. Mick Crocodile Dundee, gotta be up there with one of the best names we've ever had on the channel. Handing out memberships like he's Santa Claus. Thank you, Mick Crocodile Dundee. Apologies that you've had to wait 20 minutes for your shout out, but that is how we do it over here. We try to get through as many comments as we can. But shout out to Mick Crocodile Dundee. I'm hoping that is your real name because there's a chance you're called Mick Dundee, and if you're not, it's still absolutely fine. Brett89 says, theoretically, if you and Rangers qualify for Europe, you could end up with the same predicament as Palace and Lyon. I don't want to think about that. But I'm not sure. Behave, MVG. You're still Santa Claus, you and Ming. But we have to give shout outs to Andy C and Mick Dundee. But you know, I've lost my place in chat, boys. Parag is probably the best chairman we've had in 20 years. I'd have to at the moment suggest the best of my lifetime. I can't think of anybody better. You know, Ridsdale did us over in long run, so, and he's the only one of my proper knowledge, really. I do think Ken Bates needs a bit of a shout, just on the basis that I know he took the piss and I'll get so much shit for that, but he did save us. So Razrizani, I'm only kidding. So, you know, if we're going to talk about Just Joe, that will send him over edge. FARKE has dealt with them dummy fuckers before and turned them into team before self, side before self. But we get you, Sean Rooney. You're the guy. You're the man. Stat can't play all 38 games. Roma in for Paxal. Stuffing. Apparently wanted staged payments or loan fee and option at end of season. Surely if we go in hard with a proper bid, outbid all these Tin Pot clubs, we get him. Tin Pot Club Roma, I'm not so sure about, but you know, Salah went there and cut his teeth, didn't he? If you put good numbers in at a place like Roma, you're off to another level, aren't you? So only 50% took part in the poll, the other 50% were working out the question. That's nobody do it how we does it, Andy. You know this by now. Grueve's like Superman. He played nearly every minute in this preseason. Yeah, it is. It's interesting. Joseph Connor Golden, yes, brother. What's good? I'm good. Are you? Pax out of Roma. He's picking up some pace even while we're within the live. Maybe Jack should publicly declare that Angry Mad Gav isn't coming out. Then, as if by magic he will, but he probably won't, will he? Do you reckon we'll see some Scorpion saves from Peri Peri? I'm hoping not. I'm hoping we don't go down that route. But, you know, I think he might have a bit of a chip in him, you know, when they're dinking it over at centre forward, and you just think everybody's like, fucking hell, like, what is this about? But do you think FARKE would have made the Bamford decision if he knew Joseph was going to be a massive dumbass? That should have been the question in the poll. We're now on him being a rhino. He's definitely not a rhino. My guy's a hippo. He's either a hippo or a walrus. I can't handle rhino. Although I do like rhinos. So, you know, Leeds rhinos, aren't they? Roma have less money than Marseille. It's a good shout. I still can't reveal the Swan story, Andy, but your memory is, you know, I'm more likely to forget the Swan story than I am for you to ever let me forget about it. I finally gifted a membership to someone I know and like, and he's not here. Get up, who did it go to, Mingy? Hip Hoppopotamus. His lyrics are bottomless. Love it, Danny Borden. Greve is apparently our fittest player, although I don't know what the evidence is. Well, yeah, from the beep test, it was Byram and my man Peru Paraparizzly, wasn't it? The Swan story's not coming. The Swan story will come when one of the lives, it's 717 likes, which is the record we've got on the channel. That's what the thing was meant to be about. But hey, Andy C, he's not the DJ. But we're gonna pretend. I wish I was. Behave, man. I'm trying to work out what your icon is, what your thingy is, because it looks like a vinyl deck. That does it? I can only see it tiny. I'll look after Andy C. Do not fear. If he hadn't fallen into the chipper, we wouldn't be calling him Stumpy. I remember the chipper from earlier, but I'm not sure. Let's talk about Joseph, everybody's favourite topic. Rob Nichols. I'm trying to catch up to chat, brother, and then we'll get onto it. It's not another Andy, is it? Tropic Thunder. I've not seen that, but I've seen clips of it. It's the type of film I would actually watch. Again, I mean it when I say it, but I won't watch it. Fargo. I can't. I've totally lost track. Serge Baines, what's good? Feel like you're new to the channel. Thank you very much. I think Jack, we are allowed 3 Premier League loans. Buendia and Solomon could be 2. I don't think we'd loan Buendia really, but loans are definitely something towards the start of the season that we can. They're not shy of a loan, are they? So Ayo says there's nothing to talk about Joseph. Either he pulls up his socks, pull your socks up, and proves he's a Premier League quality player, or else let another team get the best out of him. Yeah, I've spoke about Joseph enough, I think. Roland Rat smoking a joint on your wall. Retirement for Roland looks good. I don't think there's a rat on the wall. I'm bemused. I think Nonto and Ramazani could shine in the Prem. I even wonder if James could be used more as an impact sub diet, but it's not impossible. I just think James will be mint when we're up against it a little bit, big man. That's my only thing. Just on break and stuff when he sets off. And Bogle's so good at breaking forward that, yeah, I think James will be frightening when we're on counter attack. It's the sound of the police. You know it. Yes, Daithy. Paco sauce, Paco stuffing is next. We certainly hope so. Farag stepped in. I went to go Fark, Farag, but Farag, it'll do. Oh, it's a bit too close to Farage, isn't it? We don't talk about politics over here, do we? I'm trying to catch up here, boys, so sorry if I'm skipping a few. Roden and Ampadu in first game. I doubt that, Danny Bowden. I think he'll go with Struick, Strout, Strike. Bloody adverts up. You're getting your money from Miss Car Finance. It's not. I don't normally have adverts on, boys. I don't know why that is. Leeds still wanting 13 million for Joseph. I don't blame him, man. Fuck him. Jack, if we sign another 2 to make it 9, will it be difficult to get them all integrated? No, because I don't think, because like I can't. Nemecha for a start off is probably not going to start. Goodmanson is just a left back. Do you know what I mean? We're all right. Beal looks like a top player. Longstaff and Stack in middle. I don't think they'll both play the first games. We don't know what will end up being, but no, I think it's going quite well, and they all seem like, I mean, Longstaff's a Premier League player, like I love saying, so I don't think he's going to struggle coming into the side. I just think as long as they get the role, I think we'll be all right. Guys, this is not, I will look into it. But, also, if an advert pops, I don't know. I don't normally have them on, do I? So I've not done it on purpose. Don't you dare stop the channel. Thursday evening is a staple for me now, even when I'm not commenting like tonight. Cheers, BMG. There is times when I cannot be asked. But then I start missing you all. There was a lag on the poll. It was just people trying to work it out. If we get Paxo, we will stuff the league. Love it, Southie. Nobody knows it, but you've got a secret stash. And you use it only for me. Matt Jones, hey up, mate. What's good? Think Matty the human tank was a tactic down middle. He's a tight lad. Sometimes I feel like I'm being slack, but we are in the Premier League, Ming. Absolutely, brother, yeah. And it is worth saying as loudly and as often as you can. Packs out and DJ providing ammo, Nemecha or Peru will score enough. I'm thinking more and more that Ampadu might struggle to make the starting 11, especially if we do sign an attacking midfielder. Even now, he could be our 4th best midfielder. BMG, it's a big call. I do think that FARKE backs him though, so I'm getting giddy for the start of the season, says Southie. The existing players and new recruits make me feel like a possible top 10. Thoughts, guys, gals, and others. Get up! I love that top 10 hype, don't we? A little fat one beats a nice long thin one, so she says. I'm hoping that's not true, Mark Jones. I'm shaped like a rocket. Who'd be starting 3 if you had to pick now, right now? I'm gonna be loyal and go Tanaka, Ampadu, and Longstaff. That'd be my 3. We need to play 4-3-3, sack off the 10. I agree. Definitely diminishing returns the taller you get. 6'4" is an outrageous. Dan by Burn at 6'7" is a rarity, like Crouch was. Yeah, 6'4" is the cut off, I think. Two 60-minuters are the Germans' games. Yes, indeed. Right now, BMG had picked Stack, Longstaff, and Tanaka, assuming Stack is as good as people claim. I still need to see more of Stack before I start pushing one of the boyos out. Yes, Gareth Hobson, what's good? Evening, Jack, and all these signings really are giving a real statement of intent. Agreed, brother. 4-3-3 will work against most teams, but we'll need 4-4-2 against Liverpool. I won't worry about it, me, man. I think we should just turn up as we turn up. Just if we'll take a couple of hidings and take a couple of hidings. Parag is in a deep sleep at the moment. He certainly is, isn't he, Danny? Gets them deals done in his sleep. We're just waiting on that coma, aren't we? And then that's when Paco turns up. Manny Pacquiao. Ashley, yes, brother. Yes, Jack, lad up. Your legs recovered from weekend. Transfer business being spot on at minute. But I still feel we need Premier League experience added still in there. 49 is not fucking about this time. I love it, Ashley, lad. The legs are nearly back in the building, mate. Still struggling to get out of bed, but that's normal. Legendary MVG. I feel like you're in. Feel like you've been challenged, MVG, and you feel like you need to step up, and you don't, mate. You are the boyo. You're one of the many boyos, but you are one of the boyos in here. No doubt about it. Shout out to MVG, the legendary MVG. Yes, CB. Are we Perry? I'm Perry excited at the moment, mate. Parag is that angry mad Gav. Rarely appears, but has a big impact when he does. Appears on his own terms. Love it. Yeah. Which one would you rather see? That's, getting compared is wasn't on my Christmas list, Danny Burden, but I'm 13 minutes off catching up. I feel like I'm doing well because it's good when you two chat. From where I come, not from. Legendary getting his thanks for the. That's a new profile as well. Legendary MVG making it rain. What a boy. Maybe Pacquiao just doesn't want Leeds. I don't think that's the case, but the poll's gone, Dr. Curious, but welcome, brother. See, when you lot chat a bit more, that's when I can catch up. This transfer window has been amazing. Can't wait until transfer deadline day when we sign Grealish on loan after missing out on Paco. Not Grealish again. That's on Voldemort's channel, isn't it? I'm not sure about that, to be fair. I think he's just having a good look at everybody, and I think they're all up for sale to some extent. 35 million euros apparently been put on Paxo. Ashley Buckland. Football's gone now with a number 10 Premier League. Team set up way different, which is without number 10. Interesting what Aronson's back in the pre-season games against Villarreal and AC Milan. I won't worry about this. Happens a lot, doesn't it? Where you just got to turn up and play to the best of your ability and build around. I am myself looking at the Newcastle model and stuff with the 4-3-3 and Liverpool when they were super competitive, which they still are. But I just mean under Klopp when they just got three proper workers in there, and then let the front three go a little bit more. But yeah, I don't think he's following suit. I just think it's a really competitive formation. Hence why the White Roses went with it at the weekend and got the job done. I haven't seen Tropic Thunder off the top of my head. I feel like I've fallen asleep during it. But I will try and watch that one. I'm going to come over here for a big sniff. And that was off camera, so it looks like I've just done some party powder. Don't think we need a 10 now. I don't think we do, to be fair. Also, Chipper referencing the Big Bang Theory. Never been bothered for Big Bang Theory. Do not think it's funny, Andy. No, I do not. Fargo is a film, right? I've got you. And we're talking about wood chippers again. Angela, welcome. Angelo, rather, sorry. Welcome. More chat about the adverts. What do you mean? Didn't know you listened to Justin Bieber, Andy. I don't, honestly, that's what I mean. I never, normally it's like, it pops up and it says it'd be a good time to add an advert. And I'm always like, what? I don't, but it's obvious, there must be on automatic. I do not know. Good lad, Southie. Love it, mate. That's me, mate. I'm a member, don't you know? I'm a member, don't you know? Shout out to Jail UFC. Jack, when I passed the recent adverts, I wasn't referring to your lives. I was alluding to your pre-records. Well, fucking hell. If there's an advert on the pre-record, what do you want from me, lad? Yeah, I react like this, and then you tell me that I've been out of order here when I'm clearly playing. But there is adverts on the channel, and in fairness, I held off for ages with the adverts on the shit vids, and then I genuinely was getting comments just saying nobody cares about the adverts. So like, thank you. So I started doing them. I'd still be more than happy to have Solomon on the left start the Premier League season. Same here, Tom Gatlin. Leeds have gone from small people to giants in one season. Let's hope the Giants do well. Basketball influence must be massive. Yeah, it's on that American hype, innit? Oh, not now, love. Not now. Honestly. Is it still 9p a day? Nikita, darling. Don't fucking start. It's gone down. I'm trying to catch up, Andy. Trying to catch up, which I've done quite a good job of doing. I've had one ad tonight. I cannot believe how much we're talking about. If only Angry Mad Gav were getting the ads, and then maybe I'd be in. I'd be just as angry as you boys are. But get the calculator out. Never lost my head like many. Always had faith, says Paul Atkinson, in the 49ers in the process. Funny how many people have completely changed their tune. You have to give them time. They said they'd get it sorted. I believed that they would. They have done, and they're still making moves. The transfer window is not who goes first, is it? It's who finishes first. No, it's not. It's who finishes last, but not in the league. So, you know, on the final day of the transfer market, we have a look at it, don't we? We assess from there. But, you know, before that, I'm not. I just, yeah. Aronson can play as an 8. He will play in centre mid. Like saying when we need somebody to come on. Imagine if YouTube was around when Cantona and Alan Smith was around. The Leeds views online would be mental. 1.5 South here. That would be controversy, wouldn't it? That opening game at Ellen Road against Everton is going to be amazing atmosphere. Back in the big time. Premier League needs a strong day at least. Can't wait, mate. Honestly, the Monday night game as well. It'll be absolutely ace. Ads are signalling it in the big time. We're all going up, baby. We're all on the way up, aren't we? That's why we've got 114 in the room and 126 likes. Let's get them numbers up, boys. It's not all the same 114. Let's get some likes up in this bitch. Leeds will show Everton and the guys who left us behind the scenes what they're missing. Any truth in Leeds sending an official bid for Pacquiao? Well, it's just popped up on my thing. There's apparently a record bid gone in for him. Silly money claims emerge. Leeds United makes. Let's have a look here. Share this. Leeds United make serious attempt. This is inside football, so whatever. Serious attempt for attacker and situation is developing rapidly. Leeds United have now submitted an official bid for Feyenoord attacker Igor Manny Pacquiao, with the move described as a serious attempt to land him. The Feyenoord star has been keen. Some nice beer there getting shown. According to Dutch outlet Feyenoord Transfer Market, Leeds have made a serious attempt to sign Pacquiao by putting in a bid with a fixed fee of 35 million euros. Get up. It remains to be seen if the proposal, which is higher than Marseille's, will find favour with Feyenoord, but Leeds have been discussing internally making an offer and now have done so. The Whites also presented their project to the Brazilian earlier this month, and he likely liked what he heard. What does likely liked what he heard mean? But even so, Pacquiao has not yet agreed on personal terms with Leeds, even though it's suggested that the situation is developing rapidly. Then, for some reason, they show all the managers we've had at the club, which is God knows why. Leeds have just agreed a fee with Lyon goalkeeper Lucas Estrella Peri, signing a top-class goalkeeper and a top-class attacker who are considered to be crucial bits of business if Leeds are able to survive in the Premier League. Pacquiao has been a key performer for Feyenoord, was there when Arne Slot was in charge. Aston Villa and Arsenal have both been linked with the Brazilian at points this summer, but neither have made concrete attempts to sign him. If he does grace English football next season, then it is most likely to be in a white shirt of Leeds. Get up, get in, get on, and get over here, my man Pacquiao. My Manny Pacquiao. Love it, mate. We don't even know who that is, do we? AO says he never doubted the 49ers. Not so sure about that, AO, but as they are 100% the best thing to happen in the league in a very long time, my worry is FARKE being the right man for the job of the Premier League. Fair enough. You've been consistent and even. Get up, Angelo. We'll take it, mate. Love it. Thank you very much, Southie. Great stream, Jack. Got to go. Cheers, Richard Woodthorpe. Appreciate you, brother. We have done an hour and 30 minutes, though, boys. So, I'm going to do one. Oh, my word. Southie with the £19.99. That is crazy. I get called Hack all the time, Amy, so don't worry about it. It's Pacquiao. I've no interest in saying his name properly. It's going to be Pacquiao for the duration, and I get so much shit for it for mispronouncing names. But I'm not going to start pretending that I, can say anybody's name. So if it runs off the tongue, Manny Pacquiao is what stays. But shout out to Southie. That's a crazy super chat. Thank you, man. Honestly, proper appreciate it. You'll all get your... Anybody that's put super chats in the chat tonight will all get their shout outs in tomorrow's shit vid, which I know is nothing, but it's the best I can do. Sean Rooney, Ming, Andy C, legendary MVG, Mick the Crocodile, legendary MVG. I'm writing it down now. Mick the Crocodile, Mick the Croc Dundee, I'm going to call him. And then Southie again. Shout out to Southie, legendary MVG, Mick the Crocodile Dundee, Andy C again, MVG, Mingy, Sean Rooney. But shout out to Southie. That's crazy super chat. It's got to be up there. We're breaking records left, right, and centre, aren't we? I think 1999's got to be the biggest super chat we've had. So, and you're getting the rightful love off. This is what we love about the guys as well. We're all in love. Night peeps, take it easy, Danny Borden. Aim for 11th, get 10th here, Stocks. We'll have to switch it up. I've been saying aim for 11th, finish 15th, but let's aim for 11th, finish 10th. Thank you, Southie. I appreciate it, brother. I really do. If you follow me on Twitter or something, I'll send you a Dropbox full of tunes every time I do something. Shout out to JLUFC, Danny Borden, Ash Buckland, BMG, Ming, Andy Rowe. My name is AO. Danny Borden, Pat Dunn, MVG again. Southie for the crazy super chat. Amy Rogers, BMG, SST, Ming, Ashley Buckland, Rob Nichols, Enar, who's not popped. Oh, there he is. Enar's here. I was just about to say Enar gets a shout out anyway, even though he's not popped in. But shout out to Rob Nichols, Joshua Connor Golden. Thank you very much, dude. Take it easy, everybody. Enar's always in the wings. He's such a legend, man. Take it easy, everybody. Shout out to each and every which one of you. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Yeah. And another shout out to Salford for the crazy super chat. Take it easy, everybody. Shit vid tomorrow. Peace. Be safe over the weekend. Don't be safe. Just enjoy yourselves. Get slurped up or don't. Do whatever you want. It's the weekend. Enjoy yourself.
I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you and I'll do me. That's just the way it is.
Boom.